I got one thing and one thing only that I gotta say. You crazy ass chicks out there in PG County, Maryland are something else. I don't think I've ever seen anything like y'all. Y'all are from a different planet, like a different world. I literally just did an entire video not that long ago in regards to a mother who shot her own kid and almost offed her and tried to get her to lie about it to the cops to save her own ass. She was from PG County. And today I bring you a news story, right? Something completely different in which another PG County woman by the name of Candace Craig, who's been found guilty of first and second degree murder on her own mother. I don't know. Like, I'm not out there in Maryland. I have absolutely no idea. I'm not understanding the mother-daughter dynamic that's going on out there in PG County. But the wildest part of it isn't the fact that she did this, but how this woman did it. It's something I don't think I've ever seen or heard of in my life. Take a look.
Testimony in court has painted a picture of a heartless crime committed in this Prince George's County home back in May of 2023. That's when Candace Craig allegedly killed her 71-year-old mother, Margaret, then burned and dismembered her body into more than 67 pieces with the help of her then 19-year-old daughter, Celia Hardy, a neighbor back then describing what she witnessed.
They even had like a little table with one of the umbrellas. They had that out there. They had the grill, and then they had, the charcoal.
The jury in Candace Craig's trial has heard graphic testimony about body parts from the medical examiner, but the star witness has been Craig's daughter, Celia Hardy. She testified her grandmother caught Craig stealing her money, telling the court, quote, "Grandma said, 'Get out. I'm going to call police,' and that's why she did it."
Yep. You heard it right, folks. This evil ass monster decided to off her very own mother, the person who gave her life. And if that wasn't already terrible enough, this demonic ass woman decided to dismember her 71-year-old mother, whose name was Margaret, okay, back in May of last year. But she also tried to get her 19-year-old daughter to help her dispose of the body. Now, to back up a little bit, right? Because I know I just went full speed ahead, right? I know I just fast and furious this whole thing. But to back up a little bit, this whole tragic ass story started, like I said, in May of last year because Candace here decided to steal money from her mother. And mind you, her mom was living on a fixed income, right? She was living on Social Security and a pension check. And she was allowing this grown ass daughter of hers, who was 46 fucking years old, by the way, to live with her. Not to mention her 19-year-old daughter, along with her boyfriend. All of these grown adults were staying in this house that this grandmother was paying for. And what makes it even more sinister is that Margaret's neighbors said that she had been in poor health the entire time. But Candace the Menace here decided to attack the mother after she threatened to call the cops on her for, using her credit card without her permission, right? Running up charges. The next day, Margaret's remains were put in a blue bin in her bedroom with a trash bag over her head. How fucking sick do you have to be? Now, Candace was put on trial for this murder, right? Which is why she was obviously found guilty of first and second degree. But the trial went for like 8 days and ended this past Friday. But the 19-year-old daughter, whose name is Celia, actually a witness in this case, along with being an accomplice to this horrible tragedy. She gave a lot of valuable testimony in this case, and it's so horrific, the details that came out of this. I'm just gonna let you hear it.
She told of a failed attempt to burn the grandmother's body whole and how her mother then ordered an electric chainsaw to cut the body to pieces. She told the jury, quote, "Mom showed me Grandma's skull and said, 'This is the hard part, right here.'" Hardy also testified, "Mom told me she grilled Grandma's rib cage. She had it in the dining room."
That is some foul ass shit. I don't even have any words to really describe just how sick that is. She tried to grill her mom's remains on the grill like it was some St. Louis style barbecue ribs on the 4th of July, and then tried to dismember her with a chainsaw. Like, what the hell is this? What is she, Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre? What in the hell is going on here? How do you even think to do something this fucked up? And then to expose your 19-year-old daughter to all of this and try to give her pointers on it by saying shit like, yeah, this is going to be the hard part right here, as if you've done this before. Like were you giving her tips? That is some shit that can honestly ruin you, ruin your mindset, your relationships, your work life, social life, all of these things. And the only reason why anyone found out about this is because her family members called the police to do a welfare check on Margaret because they didn't hear from her in days and they were worried about her, just like anybody else's family member would be about their grandmother, right? Or about their elder in the family, right? She was 71 years old. Like, obviously you would check on her. But this dummy, Candace, opened the door and lets them in. And of course they found her remains in trash bags in the basement. They even said that they immediately smelled the odor of decomposition going on the second they opened the door. This is crazy. So were y'all just living life normal, you know, acting like everything was cool for a week and a half, like y'all just didn't have a whole corpse rotting in your basement? And this is the stuff that runs through my mind, right? It really makes you think about the people that walk by you on a daily basis and what they're truly capable of, because the crazy and demonic people on this earth don't always look like, you know, like gargoyles and hunchbacks, right? Like, you know, they don't always look crazy, you know, like they're trying to come after you, right? A lot of them look like regular people, and you would walk by them in the store, you would walk by them at the restaurant, you would walk by them on the street, and you would never know that they did some shit like this. But after her conviction, Candace here faces serious time in prison, obviously. In addition to the first-degree murder charge, she was convicted of second-degree murder, tampering with evidence, and disposing a body in an unauthorized location. This is honestly a truly sad case, and to think all of it could have been completely avoided. All of this was completely avoidable, and it was all over money. How much money could it have possibly been? A couple dollars? You offed your own mother. You only get one of those. You offed your own mother over a couple of dollars that you were stealing, by the way. You the one in the wrong, but you decided to escalate it even more to this point. You thought that this was the best way to handle it. And what's crazy to me is that I guarantee you, if you would have just simply asked your mother for the money that you needed, she would have probably given it to you, or at least give you at least what she could have. Or better yet, get a fucking job. How about that? You grown as shit living with your 71-year-old mother. You kidding me? But anyways, as for the daughter, Celia, she did take a plea deal and she pleaded guilty earlier this year to being an accessory to the murder after the fact. But if there is any other updates with this story, I will be sure to let y'all know, like I always do. But other than that, I did mean what I said earlier in this video, all right? I know it's not all of y'all, but some of y'all psycho women out there in PG County need to be checked into a mental asylum pronto, because the stories coming out of there are insane. But anyway, I know this was definitely a harsher story, to say the least, than the ones that I normally bring to y'all, but I just had to talk about it just because of just how crazy this was. Like, you grilling. I mean, she really slabbed, you know, I'm not even gonna do it. But other than that, if you made it this far in the video, don't forget to smack a like on the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe for the one time. Peace. Y'all PG County women crazy.